Welcome back to the Commercial Real Estate Show. I'm Michael Bull. Today we're having fun talking about the hospitality industry. My guest is Robert Habeeb. He's president and CEO of First Hospitality Group. They're headquartered out of Chicago. And Mr. Habeeb, one of the things that I think some of my listeners be interested in is the increase in minimum wages and some of the impact of Obamacare. Is that having an impact on the hotel industry?
You know, it hasn't in any large degree yet, but I think the worst is yet to come, because both in terms of the way that these increased minimum wages are phased in over the next couple of years, and the way that the Obamacare, really 2016 is the bellwether year in terms of the requirements on businesses like ours. And I do think we'll see an impact in the next couple of years of both factors, because to the extent that our cost model keeps rising and consumers may or may not be willing to pay, you know, on the other side, it could definitely impact our profitability.
Okay. And what are some of the other concerns of people in the hotel industry, the operators, and maybe some tips to improve performance?
Well, there's no question the government regulation is top of mind for all of us, because we are in every business in an environment right now where the government keeps adding regulations to the way we do business, and all of those regulations come with a cost. We're worried a little bit about the labor situation that you mentioned, with the increase in minimum wages and just this general wage escalation that we'll probably see in the next couple of years. We're still wrestling in large measure with how the internet marketplace is going to impact our business. We just recently had through the American Hotel Association an awareness campaign on Capitol Hill about internet providers that are making copies, if you will, of hotel websites where the consumer thinks they're booking with a hotel company or directly with a hotel, and they're actually on a third-party website. And there have been a lot of problems with people who show up with confirmations that look very much like a hotel confirmation, but they're not valid. So there's a lot for us to keep aware of as the economy keeps evolving.
Yeah, that's kind of a scary aspect of our internet world, that you pay big money and then you get to the hotel and you don't have a room, and maybe they don't even have room for you, right? What are some of the other tips for operations today? I guess you're always trying to control cost and increase bottom line profits, but also increase kind of the experience for your guests, right?
Yeah, and we have been preaching to our team how important it is to stay on top of especially these peer review sites, because consumers reliably now go to these third-party peer review sites to see what they say about your hotel. And if you're not vigilant in making sure that if someone has a negative comment, that you've addressed it and you've reached out to that consumer and hopefully got them to either retract it or at least note that you've followed up, it hurts your business. And the same with revenue management. I mean, our revenue model now, 20 years ago, hotel rates might change 4 or 5 times a year, and now hotel rates are changing 4 and 5 times an hour. And you have to have a very robust process for dealing with revenue management in order to stay ahead of that curve. In my office alone, I've got 5 full-time revenue managers that are looking at our hotels and analyzing their rate position on an hour-by-hour basis, and that's a big shift.
Yeah, that's right. You can't allow just the software alone to manage that, can you?
No, in fact, the software is without the human touch, the software can take you to as many bad decisions as good.
That's right. Mr. Habeeb, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate you being on the show. Be sure and join us next week. We've got a show coming up on the retail industry around the U.S. We've got a show coming on the multifamily market. We've got a show coming up on the office market, and a special show on the Fed's view of commercial real estate. Thanks for joining us. Until next week, be sure that you always lead, learn, and laugh, and join us for the Commercial Real Estate Show. The Commercial Real Estate Show is brought to you by Bull Realty, a great place to do business. Xceligent, information for the professionals. And Commercial Search, properties for sale and lease. To access these companies or for additional videos, podcasts, and articles, visit CREshow.com.